First of all, I think the general manager has to say that. I think he's in a position where you made all those decisions, moved all those draft picks to get Josh Rosen, and then he doesn't come to the table and bring wealth and wins to that organization, and you move on from it, and then you draft a 5'10" quarterback. You have to believe that he's a generational talent. And you know, for me, here's the thing. I think generational talents are players that you can drop in any offense, on any team, and that team gets better automatically.
That's fair.
I don't know that Kyler Murray is that. I think that the air raid offense has to fit him perfectly for them to be successful in Arizona. And I think this offense does. It fits the things that he does very well. He understands it. He knows it. He's had to run a version of this offense in college. I think he's going to be very good at it. But can you drop him in a traditional offense? Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be a guy that can stand in the pocket and throw the ball 35 times a game because he's a little bit smaller. You have to do some different things. Roll the pocket, do some things, get him on the edge to make him useful, to make him and say he's a generational talent. You dropping him anywhere, and he's going to be successful. Peyton Manning, guys like Andrew Luck, generational talents. Andrew Luck certainly hasn't played out that way, but coming out of college, he was a generational talent. I'm not sure that Kyler Murray is that yet.
Yeah, Jenna has got it right. I mean, they have to be all in.
Yeah.
Because of what they did at coach. Not only did they fire their coach last year after one season, which wasn't fair to him, and then getting rid of Josh Rosen, which wasn't fair to him. I can understand. If you feel like you got Andrew Luck in the pipeline, yeah, someone like that, as far as that label, generational talent, I'm just going to wait a little bit, all right? And I have the fact, I've been covering this league for a long enough time, there are certain people you just can't jump out and say they're going to be this, they're going to be that. I'm going to tell you who Kyler is, though. He's a combination of the NFL being upset at themselves that they missed on Russ Wilson. All right? They missed on him out of Wisconsin. He had all the credentials off the field. Was also a professional baseball player. Mm-hmm. Led North Carolina State to a bowl game. Transferred over to Wisconsin in that 5th year. 2 days on campus. They make him team captain. He leads them to another New Year's Day bowl game. And you know what? Because he's 5'10", third round is as high as he can get. And then after that, in college, we saw Baker Mayfield. And then Baker comes out last year. And I know what these general managers are, and Steve Keim's like, I'll be damned. I'm on the hot seat, too. Just imagine this. When you were watching Lamar Jackson in college play for Louisville, you said, man, what would he be like if he could throw? If he could throw, he would be like Kyler Murray.
Yep.
And that's why the Arizona Cardinals, all those things have happened in the league. Russell has been successful on and off his leadership. Kyler has that little quiet confidence, a lot like him. General managers know they missed on Russ. General managers started coming around on Baker, even New England. If he had slipped a little bit, New England was trying to get in on Baker. So they're giving these smaller guys more of a chance. But saying that he can play in the 60s, 70s, 80s, no. Let's just slow down a little bit. I do believe he is a special athlete. High school football might be the greatest football player in the state of Texas. Did not lose a game. So for me, he was worth the risk, Nick.
So I went to high school with a kid and was good friends with a guy who, my whole time growing up, wanted to be an Air Force pilot. Only thing he ever talked about, wanted to be an Air Force pilot. Was reading Air Force books in junior high school, focused on it, did all the things you need to do. And he was a basketball team of mine. And he just kept growing. And he kept growing, and he kept growing. It was great for basketball. And all of a sudden, never stopped growing. 6'6", almost 6'7". Guess what? Not allowed to be an Air Force pilot. You got to fit in the cockpit. And he had everything, done everything right, fit past everything, but was just a little too big for the job. That is the only thing that is my concern about Kyler, but in the opposite direction. He checks every box. Never lost a game in high school. Great. I was in Texas when he was in high school. It was Paul Bunyan stories about what he was doing for that team. We saw him in 1 year of college football break all of the records Baker had just broken that had lasted in college football for 100 years. But is he just a little too small? If he's not, then A, it opens the door to a lot of future guys in college football that we have decided are too small. If he's not, it also might make people reevaluate, wait, did we make a player change position that we shouldn't have made change position? There will be a lot of revisionist history on who could have been.
Which there was when Russell Wilson became successful. There was revisionist history on that as well.
And by the way, Russell Wilson was very fortunate. He was drafted by the organization that he was, because there's a lot of teams that if they would have taken him in the 3rd round with a quarterback they had just signed, he would have never gotten on the field, even if he had deserved to get on the field. So my concern with Kyler is simply, does he not pass the height threshold? Now, people probably had that concern about you to a degree at a very different position, and you obviously proved there is no height threshold if you're good enough, at least at running back. Does that apply to quarterback? I'm not as certain.
Yeah, that's a big question. I think the size thing, and I faced it my entire career. So I think you go into the league with a chip on your shoulder, and Kyler Murray, he has the ability, talent-wise, to handle all those types of questions. He's done it his entire career. Best thing for Kyler, and you kind of mentioned it, is that he's going to an offense that's going to focus on his strong suits, the things that he does very well. The offense is really built for him. He understands the offense. He understands the small nuances of the offense. He'll do a very good job. Generational is a whole different story, but he's a talent, a super type of athlete. That's what you want in a player, especially if you're going to draft him 1st overall.
2 weekends ago, I went to the Hall of Fame. It's the room of the greatest football players ever. And it's only a couple small guys in there now.
Yeah.
Now they're special. Darryl Green, bunch of special little guys, but not a whole bunch of them. Like, all the people in the league, Westbrook will tell you this, all the small guys, ain't none of them saying, I wish I was smaller. All of them saying, I wish they was bigger.
That's right.
Just like the guys who couldn't run, like myself. We wish we were faster. So, man, people saying height don't matter, that's a short guy talking. Don't listen to him.
Height doesn't matter. Don't believe that. Height doesn't matter. It's your heart. That's what you got to have.
Everyone in that Arizona organization succeeds. If he succeeds, it's all in their best interest for them to put the right personnel around him, the right offense around him, and make sure he looks good on that field. All right, Brian. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.